Hello and welcome back to another episode here on Judith Plains. Well, it's now March. We've skipped forward time a little bit, but first let's complete a couple of contracts that we did last month to the end of February. So last month, $12,460 for field 118, $16,381 for field 19, and the big one, field 73, $40,427. So that should keep us going for a while. We've got 284,000 in the bank. However, nothing is in the sale that we need, and next month we need to plant. So what we need to do is we need to get a cultivator and we need to get a planter as well. The planter is easy because we've settled on this one here. 9-meter work width and a 16 mile an hour working speed. And it's quite cheap compared to some of these bigger ones at quite ridiculous money. So this is kind of the best option we've got just now. So we're going to buy this one outright. So it's $89,500. And that can be used with our little Agco tractor as well, the one over there, the white. So that's fantastic for that one. Now we need the cultivator. We were originally looking at something like this, which is 500 horsepower. Now we can't at the moment get both that and the tractor. So I think we're just going to settle for, I believe it was this one. Yes, that was one, 9 meters. So we're going to buy this one outright just now, and that should do us until we've got the money to buy a bigger one once we have the bigger tractor. So now all we really need is a tractor. So we're going to purchase this as $97,000. And the only other thing we need now is the fertilizer. Well, it's not the fertilizer spreader. It's the lime spreader. We did look at this one for the twin wheels. It's just a bit bigger, but it is a lot more money. And it's quite unrealistic as well. 35,000 to 75,000 litres. So I think we're just going to stick with this one. With the bigger spreading unit on the back, largest extension, and I think wide tyres? Maybe not. I think it is just standard tyres and narrow. Yes. So let's just stick with the standard ones there because we won't need it. We've got the fertilizer spreader for the 3-point hitch. So we don't need, we've got narrow tyres in that unit already, so we don't need narrow tyres on this because this is pretty much just for lime spreading. So let's purchase this. $55,750. So yeah, now we're left with $42,204, but let's check up on the ethanol factory because I know it's going to be doing quite well. So we've still got 9,950 litres of dry corn, so it's still going to keep going a bit longer. We need to dry some more corn, which we've got 9,600 litres, so we can probably dry, I'm going to say all of that corn, because we've only got until the sorghum runs out, then we have to stop the production. So yeah, we can dry all the corn we've got left and see if that can boost us up a decent bit, because it uses 4 times as much dry corn as it does anything else. But then we don't have any more sorghum anywhere, so once sorghum runs out, that's us. But for now, we've got just under 25,500 litres of ethanol, which at the best price in just a couple of months, at the moment it's going to increase every month because it's still producing. So until the sorghum runs out, but at the moment, we've got a maximum value in May of $321,000 worth of ethanol, as it stands just now with that 25,480 litres. So that is pretty good going. Now I did also have a look here as well. Obviously we've got this one to cultivate, which we can now do because we've just bought the cultivator. So we can do that field. We need to lime field 7 and field 3. Field 9 is going to be corn. Sorghum is going to be in 7 and 3, but I'm potentially thinking in purchasing field 13. But I think it is actually growing. Somebody's got something in it now. So we may go for field 10 or field 2 because there's nothing in either of that fields. So it'll be potentially one of these fields. They're both pretty much the same size. So probably field 2 because that's going to be closer to this bottom half, and then we can kind of work up buying this half so we've got all of this, and then we'll eventually purchase this open lot as well and kind of make a bigger field in this corner, kind of maximize our area. So that's the plan. It was field 13, but now it's changed. We're probably going to aim for field 2 or field 10, but we can't do that until, in saying that, it's going to be March, isn't it? May, sorry, which is going to be a little late for putting corn in. So unless we put corn in the 3 fields we've got and then plant a little bit later in May, but then it's going to harvest later as well, so maybe we're going to need to put sorghum in first, then corn after. But we need a lot of corn compared to sorghum. So yeah, we're maybe going to need to purchase fields 2 and 10. That's going to be a tricky one. Do we sell the ethanol early to purchase that fields? I'm not sure. Right, we need to get, I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. We've got the cultivator. It's not all going to fit on that, the low loader, is it? We'll definitely get our lime spreader on here. And we're going to get, I don't know if the cultivator is going to fit on there as well. We'll try. And we can take up this tractor as well. We'll start that up ready. We'll get a worker away. Leave that running. I did wash everything as well just the other month, apart from this, because we had this out in the snow, so it's still going to be a little bit dirty. But we're going to leave all that here, take the low loader up. I still need a way of getting rid of that herbicide pallet up there. Could probably just drive quite quickly and it'll come off, but I don't want to damage it. But yeah, we'll head up to the store. We'll pick up all of this new equipment we've got. Camera angle's doing some funny things there. Right, we'll head up there now. In fact, I could meet the guy up there. We could just put that tractor on the back. I think that'd be better. Means he can meet us up there. Right, we'll get all this shifted about. We'll grab this stuff from the store, take it back down here. And we also need, oh, we need lime as well. We're not gonna, in fact, we could just load it up with lime first and then put it on the trailer. That's the best way. And at least we've got this to move the stuff about up there as well. So we'll see you up at the store. In fact, we'll see you back down here once we've got everything unloaded again. And we'll get into the fields, get the lime down, and get started for cultivating our field of what was cotton as well. Well, we're back down at the yard, but we've encountered a small issue. We obviously loaded it with the other tractor up at the store, and this requires a 3-point link, but specifically the 2 bottom points. And the tractor we were going to hook it up to, it doesn't have that. So our plan isn't going to work putting this tractor on the cultivator. It can still run the plough, we just can't run the cultivator. There is a small horsepower difference. I think it's about 75 or less horsepower less on the tractor than this requires it to pull it. So I'm going to try it on the white tractor first. If it doesn't work, we have to potentially sell some ethanol today to pay for a new tractor and either one that can pull this or a bigger tractor overall that can handle this and pull the one that we're going to upgrade to in the future. So that is the small issue we've encountered just now. The other tractor is actually up at the field ready for the for this to go in the field to cultivate beforehand. So we're going to need him to come back. We'll swap over, take the cultivator off on the other tractor, try and get the field cultivated, and we're going to have to leave this one to the side just now because it can't really do anything. In fact, it could probably hook up to the lime spreader. It could do the lime. In fact, I reckon, yeah, that's it's not going to work either. Oh no, all these implements and stuff and nothing can be ran. Well, that's handy. Right, let's see what we can do for just now anyway, so we can get our fields cultivated and limed. Well, we have some corn drying in there. We put 8,000 litres in, which is that full trailer load. We do need to take that down to the ethanol plant, which is very low on dry corn. So that is the next thing to do. And we have to complete these 2 fertilising contracts as well. So on field 76, it was $22,815. And field 110, $21,239. We currently have the worker who's quite close to finished. I think he's on the last kind of headland pass, I'm pretty sure it is. That's going to bring us in another just under $41,000 because we've got the $600 lease cost there. But now we can take on this fertilizing contract on field 6, which is a fairly large one. In fact, I think that's this one. It is, yes, a cotton field there. So we need to take this one on. It's worth almost $50,000. So we're going to accept that one now. There is a couple other quite good ones as well. Stone picking, but I think that's going to take quite a while to do. There's a bale wrapping one as well. And there is 2 relatively decent weeding contracts, which shouldn't take too long, but we're going to try and stick to fertilizing. So we need to go and take our equipment over here, which isn't too far away. Get this completed, then take our dry corn, which should be done by the time we finish this field, and take it over to the ethanol plant to keep it running. We do have another option though. We have leasing in this store as well. So if I just take, let's just say this for instance, we can click X here. We can finance machines now. I think it works with everything in the store. Let's just check that. We'll go to cultivators. Let's find this expensive one here. Yeah, so it works with everything at the store. So we can finance them for 6, 12 or 24 months. Obviously a higher interest rate for the longer you take it. Oh, it's 10% interest over the 2 years. It doesn't say if there is a deposit. Any missed payments will result in a 5% compound increase. I take it that's interest, compound interest increase of the remaining amount to pay back, and the bank will repossess the vehicle if you don't pay by the end of the stated repayment term. So we have to pay it off. If we take it for a year, we have to pay it off in 12 months, or it takes it back, and I would assume we don't get any money back for it. So we are looking to get a new tractor, which is kind of area specific to the map, and it's going to allow us to buy bigger equipment like this here, but not right away. Let's just quickly check the sale, see what's in here. Nothing of use yet. So yeah, we're going to go and get that. Where did I leave the tractor? It's here. Oh, we're fertilizing, so yeah, it's going to have to be narrow tires because I assume that that crop is going to be established once the map catches up with loading. It takes quite a bit. It's quite early on, but I think we'll take this tractor just to be on the safe side. Right, we're going to go and hook into the fertilizer spreader, and let's go and get this contract completed. And then hopefully that grain, the corn is finished drying. We can get that over to ethanol plant, and once we've completed both of these contracts here, we can then skip into next month or tomorrow and see if there is other fertilizing contracts to take on. If not, we're going to jump into next month where we can get our corn planted into the ground, and the sorghum as well. Now I'm pretty sure I do have, I think it's actually the other side of the shed there, I do have fertilizer bags, so we don't need to buy any more because I bought not that long ago. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the other videos, but we spent $3,150 on 14,000 litres of lime, $2,520 on 2 bags of seeds, and 4 bags of fertilizer cost us $7,680. Now that is seeds. I don't think we have fertilizer. Oh, that's going to be a pain, isn't it? We're going to have to run this all the way up to the store and back down here just to get fertilizer. Well, we're going to have to do it, so I'll probably take a run up in the truck. Actually, we'll get them to load it on. I'll see if I can give them a quick phone and see if they can get a couple of bags outside for us. I think we're going to need quite a lot, so we'll maybe get 8 bags, I would imagine. Yeah, let's go with 8 bags. Right, let's head up there, we'll get these contracts done, and we will see you probably in the morning. If not, we'll see you next month, and we'll get planting the corn and sorghum. Well, that's that contract's complete now, so we can go and get them done. So the weeding contract on field 79, $40,434, that is after the $600 lease cost. Field 110 we've just completed now, we're just back from that, $21,239. And finally field 6, which was that big one there, $47,695. So that is a fantastic income. We did spend $15,360 on 8 bags of fertilizer. First, let's check this. We did have a bit of an issue putting the dry corn. It is stopped, that's fine. Had a panic moment there. So we did put more dry corn in. It's definitely going to be finished first. So once this dry corn runs out, we have 1,600 litres. It's not worth starting the dryer up for that. So once the dry corn runs out, we have to stop this production. And that's what we've got until a bit of an inconvenience here, but that's all we've got until the end of the year almost, until we can harvest the corn we plant tomorrow. So it is a long wait. Corn won't be ready until, I would assume, the first day in October, because we're planting it tomorrow morning, which is the 1st of April. So we're basically running the ethanol plant for, I would imagine, a good 4, maybe 4.5 months. I would assume it runs out next month or maybe May. I'm probably thinking next month actually. So yeah, it's a long time for it not working. That's almost half a year just sitting doing nothing. But it has paid for itself in a way already. If we look at this here, so we've got 29,271 litres just now. It's $12,616 per 1,000 litres at the best price, and just now it's at 12,171. It doesn't say it's going up or down in price. That's what it's kind of sitting at just now, so I think we may get away with buying a bit of land today if we sell some. I was looking, originally we were looking at field 13, but it's got stuff in it. Then we were going to look at 10 and 2. Then I thought we could cut the grass, bale it on field 17, because I figured, oh, the grass is there, that'll be ready to cut, perfect. We'll cut that, bale it up, and make silage to get ready for cows. And then I figured out that once I checked it, when I drove up to field 110 there to do the contract, it's not even started really growing. So we can't do that. So it is going to have to be field 10. I want to do field 10 and field 2, but it's a big cost. We've got most of the money there for one of them now, and we could sell half of what we have from the ethanol plant to get the other one. So it is doable, but we do need to remember that we need a combine for the end of the year. So there is that as well. Right, so for now we need, oh, that's the other thing we needed. Because we need to start moving the stuff from the ethanol plant, and at the moment that can't have a front loader and that can't have a front loader either. We need something to move pallets. So we need to buy a little forklift. So let's go and figure out what we're going to get, and we'll come back with a brand new bit of equipment loaded on the trailer, and we'll go and get this stuff from the ethanol plant and get it sold, and hopefully we are going to get ourselves a new field, or hopefully 2 fields today. And then next episode we will be planting, getting this stuff in the ground. So let's go and get this done. We'll see you in a minute, probably back at the ethanol plant once we've got it loaded, tell you how much it cost and what we bought. Well, here we go. We have made a purchase. So we can finally move about our pallets. It's taken long enough, but we have finally got a way to do it. Now we'll just drop this off here. So we did have a couple of options. This one we purchased is the Kubota R640, 61 horsepower, and it weighs 5.1 tons, so it is a bit heavier than the other one I was looking at. This cost $74,000 and the fork's $1,700. However, there was 2 options to choose from here. First of all, we didn't go for a tractor because one of this cheaper ones, I think was it this one? It did have a front loader, it was $64,000, but it's a bit more awkward to maneuver about. And any bigger tractor we needed, even some of these, like the little ones, $153,000, $150,000, it's all going to be expensive. There was this one at $130,000, but that's very close to double what we paid for the front loader. There was a cheaper one, However, this one was electric. We don't have a place to charge it yet, and I don't know if there is one on the map. So I just played it safe and we got this diesel Kubota. But it does the job, and we were going to go for a forklift, but it's around the same price. And this isn't going to be any use for loading bales in a field, whereas this front loader will be. Telehandlers are a bit of a price range just now. You know, the cheapest one, you're looking at 139,000. So this was the better option to purchase. So we now have a way to move our pallets around, and we do need a bale spike of some sort eventually. The only thing I've got to get used to is it bends in the middle, unlike the tractors or like a front loader. So that is going to take a bit of getting used to. And so is where my forks are for picking up items. And obviously everything's on the left hand side of me now. So it's going to take a bit of getting used to, because I used to have the joystick on my right hand side. But we can place these anywhere on here, because I'm not taking the Kubota with us. It's going to stay here for loading and unloading if we need. Yeah, this is going to take a bit of getting used to. Right, let's see if we can't make a decent job of this. I think we can get 3 pallets wide. I think this is going to end up really badly loaded. Right, let me go and get this done. We'll see you in a little bit. The forks are the wrong way. I'm going to end up having to move this back to the right hand side of me again. Right, there we go. Right, let me get this loaded up and we will see you back up at the store almost. We'll get this sold at the general store. So let's get this loaded and we'll see you in a bit. Well, that's us loaded up. We decided we're going to take everything with us. This is going to be a pain to get in as well. We should have cut across there. Right, we are going to have to turn around here somewhere. I didn't plan this out very well at all. Right, let's get turned around here. So we've got 29,000 litres in total. There's a truck behind me. Oh, I've messed that up. Right, we're going to do this very awkward turn and just hope no one is coming down the main road. I've done it again. I need to watch that stop sign. I think I've got it. And there's a school bus right on time. And the stop sign as well. Oh, that's just great. Well, that'll be coming out of some of this income. Right, let's get in here. I've just taken another sign down as well. This is going very well so far. This really isn't an ideal place to come in with a truck. There's a guy behind me somewhere. Yeah, he's out of the way. Right, the plan, I did quickly calculate out how much we had and what the price was. This is the best price here just now. I really need to quieten down that steering wheel. I don't hear it just now, but when I listen back to the recordings, you can really hear it when I'm maneuvering in tight places like this. A smaller trailer would have been much better for this, but I'm wanting to try and get one big cell. I don't know if that might work there. Let's try this. Right, we'll unstrap there. So 29,000 litres of ethanol. Yeah, it took it all. So $354,509. So we now have 443,000 in the bank, but that's all a way to go. So let's jump in here. We need to come back down here to our area. Now we need to purchase field 10. Before we do this, let's just double check there isn't anything. That's fine. So field 10, we're going to buy that $189,696. And field 2 as well, $186,984. That leaves us with $66,744, but we do have 2 additional fields. So now we need to change up our game plan. we were going to do, I think it was field 9 was corn, and then 7 and 3 was sorghum. But I think I might change it slightly. We're still going to do field 9 as corn because that is a big field. I think field 7 is going to be corn as well, and potentially fields 2 and 10 are, oh, we could maybe do corn in all the big fields. 2, 9 and 10 is corn, and then 3 and 7 is sorghum. I don't know if that's going to leave us short of sorghum. Although we could take on contracts because we do have bins at the site, at our yard. So we do have a place to store sorghum when it comes to harvest. And we can also take on contracts as well for other things that we need. If we are short of corn, which I don't think we will be with that amount. We can't have started with much. I can't remember how much we actually had to initially begin with. I think that should be more than enough to do a year. And then next year, obviously, we're going to buy a couple more fields. We're going to try and get field 20, 11 and 13. And then kind of just work our way up to fields 35, 39 and 6. But that's probably a couple of years off. Right, now that we've done that and sold it and bought the fields we need, I need to come out of here. I'm going to have to turn right. There's no easy way of coming around here. Well, that's us back at the yard now. We're going to leave the episode there, but we've done not bad. We've purchased that new planter, which you can see up in the distance there. The new cultivator, which was meant for this Massey tractor, but unfortunately it's the wrong hitch. We're going to need to do something about that in future, but it works just now with the small white tractor. And we also purchased the lime spreader as well. And last up, not long ago, we just recently purchased that Kubota front loader as well. So we will need to, tomorrow, or in the next episode, move that seeds, which we'll probably use most of planting. I would need to move this herbicide inside as well. And also pick up the one pallet of herbicide that is down at the ethanol plant as well that we left. But that'll do for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon for the next one. Thanks for watching.